Yep. Good evening, everyone. At this time, I'll call to order the regularly scheduled board meeting for the Village of Midlothian, Wednesday, July 10th, 2024, at 7 p.m. Roll call, please. Clerk Moskowitz.
Trustee Burbett. Trustee Caveney.
Here.
Trustee Crowley.
Here.
Trustee Hilly.
Here.
Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Killily.
Here.
Mayor LaRue.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence for our fallen veterans.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I will open the floor to public comment. Is there any public comment tonight?
No comment, no question.
Yes, sir.
Laramie, from where the curbs stop going to the country club, is that the village road going on to the country club, or is that private property? Do you know where I'm talking, where it does that little cutoff right there? On the north side, 143rd Street, come in off of 143rd Street off of Laramie there, going down Laramie, back south. And as you're going down through there, the curbs run down through there and you got a wide road. Then all of a sudden it shrinks down.
West of the driving range. West side of the driving range. basically.
Yeah, but what's, are you talking about south of, the narrow part, are you gonna ask me?
Yeah,
I believe
from the
it's-
narrow part going to the country club. Is that country club property?
I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's the club.
That would be actually the shooting range, is what I'm talking about. So that would be the country club's,
I believe it is. I'll look into it.
yeah. Because I was gonna say, the holes is bad over there. Somebody's needing to patch it up or do something. I mean, my opinion,
Yeah,
you
I'll
know.
look at it.
Take a look, thank you.
Thank you.
Kim Thompson. I live at 143rd in Central Park. AVET is back there. It's a business. Can you possibly answer some questions for me? He just bought some more property to add to his. It's along the fire road. And he's going to run a fence down along that, and he's planning to, is what he has said. He's going to cut off that fire road. Who owns it? Who, do we own it? Does the state own it? Who,
I
and who,
think it's the village. It's our
Okay.
service road for fire,
For-
emergency
for- and
vehicles.
for the
but Joe, I
tollway.
think you could probably answer that too.
I believe it's the right way to go.
Okay. Okay. But he has said he's planning to, if you go and you see the orange markers that he has, it's gonna, it'll be, the fire hydrant will be on the front of his fencing, and he said he's closing that off.
Well, he can't block a village right away, so, and he has to apply to the village for a permit to install a fence.
Okay. And he hasn't done that then yet?
I'm not aware of that, I've been
Because the
out,
surveys,
so I don't know.
So that's actually
Yeah.
surveyors have been out there.
143rd and.
It's Waverly, but it's not, yeah, it's
Right.
between Central Park and Waverly.
Clifton
The
Park.
fire, the
No,
fire,
yeah.
Waverly, Central Park, and then the frontage road.
You're in Central Park.
yes.
We would not allow them to do that. I mean,
Well, that
you
was
have to go
just,
through a vacation process and stuff. I mean, that just.
because my husband walks there.
Yeah.
Other people walk there too. And he does stop and talk to my husband, and this is, his name is Gil, and he said, this is what I'm gonna do, and John says, well, I walk here. And he says, well, I'll give you a beeper, and you can open the gate and whatever, and he says, he said the fire department and the police department will have theirs too to be able to get in there. So you know what, I don't know, I don't wanna wait till it goes up and then,
Well, if he does it without a permit,
Okay.
you have to take it down anyways, but
okay.
there'd be plots of surveys and. all
Well, the
kinds of
surveys,
things.
the surveyors have been out there.
Okay.
There's been and he has his orange, I thought the Park District owned all the way to the fire road, but clearly they must not. And he said he has purchased that.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Well, the Park
He-
District, but not all the way to the fire road.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'd have to look into it. thanks for the heads up. We can certainly start
Well,
stopping before it gets too far.
well, and my thought being too, then, next thing is the park district, because he says, I'm going after this land too, and it's just like, okay, they had open lands and whatever, and that was, I think the park district paid $1 for it from the Ochoa family
Yeah.
that owned it.
And if it was done through like an open land grant, it has to stay open
It
land.
has, to, yeah, you can't, but I still want to know, just
Is that a
ask
little
that question.
construction company? Is that what he does there, construction?
AVET is
Yeah,
something, yeah, he has, through neighbors, I've heard he does solar panels. I know that it's a veteran-owned, when he put up that fencing and whatever, his veterans came out and did it and that, so, but there's a lot of containers. And, so that's what he's looking for, is to put more back there. What's in his containers in that? Are they empty? Are
Superintendent
they,
Ganaka,
you know?
what she's talking about, right? Superintendent Ganaka? Okay.
Exactly what she's
Take a
doing.
look.
We just rode by there not too long ago, and I seen that project she's talking about.
Look into that.
Yeah, there should be,
No, we'll keep an eye on it.
we can look up on the Cook County Viewer and find the pin and the address, and then,
It's 143,
Deputy-
32 Clifton Park.
yeah,
Eco Energy Solutions is the name of the business.
okay.
That's what it's listed on Google anyway.
Are you a detective now?
I dabbled in my former.
He dabbled in that for a
my
while.
former life.
Yeah. Deputy Clerk Harris, could you find the transfer stamp documentation and get that over to Superintendent Ganaka? Sure. Okay.
If there is one.
Oh, I hope there's
And
one.
like I said, it's through third, I'm the third, my husband comes in and says, guess what's going up over there, and I can't walk anymore and whatever, and he says, they'll give me I says, John, you're not that important, he's not gonna give you. And there's a lot of people that walk back there, because it's actually pretty, we don't have sidewalks in that. I know there's a man that brings his kid over there and lets his kid ride his bike up and down, because it's safe back there and whatever and that stuff. And I literally had to use that road today to get back to my house, because I had two vehicles, I had my husband's truck, and I was not going between those two vehicles, because,
I think it'll be what's legal.
okay, and that, so, yeah, and that. Well, I just wanted to know, like, who even owned the road in that, so,
Pretty sure it's a right of way.
it's, okay, yeah. All right,
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Thanks, Kim.
Thanks for coming. Anyone else? Then, so there's no further public comment. I will close the floor to public comment and move on to tonight's consent agenda. Tonight's consent agenda, number one, approval of ordinance 2149, an ordinance of the Village of Midlothian, Cook County, Illinois, approving an economic incentive with Vega Brew LLC. Number two, approval of resolution 240710A, a resolution supporting the renewal of a Class 8 real estate tax assessment classification application for Discount Automark doing business as Cars 147, located at 3912 and 3934 West 147th Street. Number three, approval of the June 19th, 2024 committee meeting minutes. Number four, approval of the June 26th, 2024 board meeting minutes. And number five, approval of the list of bills. Is there any item any trustee would like to offer tonight's consent agenda?
Number one, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else?
Number 4, please, Mayor.
Number four. Anyone else? Okay, then I'm looking for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda without items one, which is the approval of ordinance 2149, ordinance of the Village of Midlothian, Cook County, Illinois, approving an economic incentive for Vega Brew. And number four was the approval of the June 26, 2024 board meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yes, sir. Number one. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind.
We'll
Gotta
get to
take the
that.
vote. I know.
All right, roll call, please, Clerk Moskowitz.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Caveney.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. At this time, I'm looking for a motion to approve ordinance 2149, an ordinance of the Village of Midlothian, Cook County, Illinois, approving an economic incentive with Vega Brew.
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
What is the discussion?
The only discussion is just a typo in the economic incentive agreement. It is dated the year 2023 instead of 2024. So if everybody is okay with amending it on their face, I just want to make sure that we can correct that typo and move forward with it.
Deputy Clerk Harris, did you not correct that before it got on the agenda? I thought you
She
told me.
asked me, and I had already sent it
Oh,
out.
I got it,
She
I got
asked
it.
me, and I said I would just correct it today. So
Okay.
that didn't have to,
Is
people
it,
didn't have to wonder.
it's on this document?
It's on the economic incentive agreement, it's the first paragraph. It says 2023 instead of 2024. So I just need to have that corrected to
Okay,
2024.
I don't see the economic incentive, oh, the other document, sorry.
So if nobody has a problem with that, then that's the only thing that I need to correct with that, and we can just do it tonight, correct, Attorney?
Yes, you can make a verbal amendment.
Is there any
Did I do that already?
You just did it.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please, Clerk Musil.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Caveney.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Killily. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. At this time, I'm looking for a motion to approve the June 26, 2024 board meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call, please, Clerk Musil.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Caveney.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Killy.
Present.
Motion carries.
Did you have something to discuss? Was there an issue?
No, I
with the
wasn't here.
typo?
I wasn't here on the 26th, so I can't vote for it. I'm going present.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to trustee business, Trustee Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Hilly.
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Caveney.
Thank you. Deputy Clerk Harris, could you send me a copy of both of the Vega Brew documents, and I'll get them to the staff, and I'll send them on to the business owner. Thanks very much. I have 3 items to discuss this evening. Number 1, property at 3304 147th Street, which was the little car lot. Unfortunately, the village, not the village, the land bank applied for abandonment. And when they got to court, it was disclosed that there was a tax buyer that had purchased the taxes. Very unfortunately, the county allows for a redemption period of 2 years. And at the end of said redemption period, the tax buyer decided not to move forward with the purchase of the property and instead submitted a sale in error. Regardless of my opinion how bad I think that is, I thought that the county board and the treasurer and the assessor were gonna fix all, the whole process so that that wouldn't occur anymore, but unfortunately, that is still occurring. So 2 years have been wasted and that property has been sitting languishing. So, and the redemption period just expired at the end of June. I reached out to the land bank and their attorney today and asked if they could go ahead and reapply for abandonment. So unfortunately, we have to submit our documentation all over again. We have to update the application that we provided and also update an inspection. So I'll chat with Superintendent Ganaka to get that.
I have to say an affidavit, right, for them to represent us on that property. I saw the email. I think there's an affidavit also that.
No. It was, that's the abandonment affidavit. That's the document that the village has to sign off on.
Yeah,
It says,
okay.
yes, it's abandoned,
Okay.
yes, it's a danger and a distraction in the community and derelict property in the community and blah, blah, blah. So, because this is the land bank applying for it, not the village.
Okay.
So, so they will move forward on that. We'll have to get them all the updated documents they need. With regards to 14820 Kedzie, MRK Properties, the big project that's going on Kedzie Avenue. Before the holiday, the building department and I had a meeting with the developers, with the property owners, and with their architect and engineer. And Jim, who's one of the partners, had told me that that they wanted to consolidate all the pins into one. And I had sent an email to the mayor and the attorney asking a couple questions about that. So I'm just following up because I know it was over the holiday.
I sent an email to somebody. Somebody else asked me for that. I sent the information on how we did it with the police department.
How you consolidated pins?
Yeah, it was Peter Murphy who did the petition.
Okay, I haven't gotten any replies to that email. So, and that's okay, that's fine.
Somebody asked me.
Also, Jim contacted me again today and asked how he could get on a board agenda to bring a presentation to the village with regards to the property, with regards to the project and apply for a Class 8. So I just wanted to let you know that they are very interested. They'd like to apply for a Class 8. This is going to be a huge, obviously, project for the village. So there would have to be a redevelopment agreement that would go along with this, I would think. And so, I would like to see a sidewalk go in along Kedzie Avenue there. So I don't know if that's something that, we can request, if they're asking us for, if they're asking for the village for a Class 8, is it appropriate for the village to ask them to install a sidewalk?
Yes.
As part of their project?
Absolutely.
So I feel that, that should happen, that we should definitely have a sidewalk put in there. And I don't know what else, and the other thing is, I would also like us to put in the RDA, some type of timing requirement. They do have a preliminary site plan done. The building that they're gonna be putting up it's a prefab building. It's gonna be built in Texas and moved here and assembled. I'd like to put some type of timing on the project, or perhaps we wait until we give them the Class 8 until a certain time, they're ready to apply for permits, or what have you, because I don't want there to be a delay. And I'm thinking of Buddy Bear. We gave them a Class 8 over a year ago, and it just sat for over a year until they finally came to the village and brought us plans and started the ball rolling, so.
So I know we've kind of talked about it I'm not even sure which property it was about, but I kind of thought we were going to be under the guidelines. We'll let them bring the redevelopment agreement to us and all the proposals and their projected incomes and what they're going to do. And then we would revise it with what, instead of us doing it.
And that's fine, I'm not saying that we have to
Okay.
do it, those are just my two recommendations to make sure that we put them in the RDA, is that there's a
We'll add 'em too.
sidewalk. Yeah, there's a sidewalk, and that, they have to hit, certain milestone dates for certain things, so that the project gets done in a timely manner, and there's no delays. So, can they come next week if they're ready? Should it be a board meeting? Should we have them come in 2 weeks at a board meeting if they want to,
I
give
have
the village?
no preference. If
Mhm.
if they're ready to move, then put them on the agenda. I have no preference which meeting.
All right, I'll contact him back tomorrow. Yes.
Ideally, they should present something to the board first, so you'll have something to work off of.
Well, I'm in
Presentation,
agreement. They just want, I think they want to do a presentation to the board on the whole, of the project.
And then they'll
we
give
will-
us something.
And we will ask them to prepare a
Okay.
redevelopment agreement that they're going to give us with all the information. Okay, and then the last item is 14730 Costner, which is the Project Uplift property. Our attorneys filed in court for the village to get a court order for inspection, and all the documentation has been filed. We're waiting for the judge to sign off on it, and our court date for that is next Thursday, July 18th. So, fingers crossed, I hope the judge doesn't have any issues as to why we want to go in and do the inspection. And once we get the court order, then the building department will go in and inspect. And then we will move forward. If the owners do not come forward, then we will move forward again and request an order of demolition. We'll lien the property and then sell them. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Kiley.
Thank you, Mayor. The subject tonight is Garden Walk. Garden Walk, Midlothian Garden Walk from the Beautification Committee is July 21st. We do have a number of beautiful gardens that have already applied to show, and we do have a couple more openings, so tomorrow's the deadline to apply to show your garden at the Garden Walk. If you're on the fence, first of all, I would think you'd want to get off the fence because it hurts to sit on a fence. But second of all, if you're thinking about it, it's just a great experience. We've had, this is our 12th year. We've never had anybody say it was any of the people showing that it wasn't a great experience for them. You get a lot of enjoyment of people looking at your garden and commenting how beautiful it is. And so, if you're thinking about do it. You'll really enjoy it. If you call the village hall tomorrow and ask for Deputy Clerk Jackie Harris, she can help you get the application, and we submit it, email it tomorrow to us, to the Beautification Committee, and we'll get you on there. July 21st is the Garden Walk. From 10 to 4. You can buy tickets at the Village Green at the gazebo from 10 to 2. Tickets are $10. And also we have 3 vendors that are coming to show. One, of course, the mayor knows a lot about is the one that makes handcrafts birdhouses from old barnwood. And now he's got new designs, so you'll be thrilled about that. Second of all, we have a artist who makes garden art out of resin. And third of all, we have a local beekeeper who is going to bring and sell the honey that her bees make. So if you want the best honey you've ever had, she's been a beekeeper for, I think, 15 years, and she does a great job, goes all over. And so you can purchase that honey from 10 till 2. Tickets you can buy that day from 10 to 2 at the gazebo, and we'll give you a map of the gardens. And we've got some really beautiful gardens this year, so I think you'll really enjoy it. And that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. And based on how fast the birdseed is going, I think I'm probably going to need a couple more birdhouses.
Yes, yeah.
And I highly recommend everyone attend the garden walk. I try to get out there every year. It's just amazing, the creativity and, just beautiful properties. And so I highly encourage everyone to get out for it. It's a nice event. Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley?
Thank you, sir. Just a couple of things this evening. First, I just wanted to thank everybody who participated in our Village Independence Day Parade. I say this every year, and people sometimes look at me, but it truly was the biggest one I've ever been a part of. I think officially we had about 57 entries, but there were multiple vehicles, and it was about an hour and 30 minutes for the last float car to cross the at the greens. So it was a long parade. It was hot.
Yes, it was.
But it really was a great day, and a lot of residents, a lot of participation. I'd say probably 80% were all village businesses that participated, or village not-for-profits. So it's great to see that. And I also want to say a special thank you to all of our departments. The Independence Day is co-sponsored by the VFW, and they always put on a nice little lunch for everybody afterwards. But it couldn't be done without our departments. All of our departments play a part in it, from our public works blocking off the streets and getting the signs ready and putting everything out, to our police and fire being part of it, and our police and EMA making sure that everybody's safe. And again, this year they did a stellar job. I couldn't be more proud. So thank you to everybody who participated, and a special thank you to Deputy Clerk Harris, who every year makes sure that all of the parade participants get forms, sign up. We have a spreadsheet. She always does a great job on that too, her in the front office. So thank you to everybody who participated, and next year we might need to be a little bit longer of an area if we're going to keep growing like this. So next on my list, I just wanted to bring up Trustee Burbat had brought up a few months ago that he was in the process of updating our alarm system. While doing so, we had a safety committee meeting with the village departments, which Deputy Chief Tavermina hosts every few months. And one of the issues that came up was some security with the panic buttons up at the front office and that. So we did ask them to give us a quote. The quote is $180 for 2 portable panic buttons, and $425 for a panic button at the front, a new panic button at the front desk. I'm just letting everyone know, I did talk to the mayor. He was fine with this, and separately they are with it, so I don't need approval. We will be paying for this out of IT funds, but I want to be transparent and let everybody know, in addition to the alarms we're doing, we will be replacing those. And he gives a great deal. There will be no monthly charge for that. So unless anybody had any questions, you can certainly move forward with that. Next, I had just wanted to talk about policy updates. Trustee Johnson and I have had a few conversations. Trustee Johnson got our policy book together 2 years ago, I think it is, going on 2 years. We do have a number of updates and revisions that we're going to be doing over the next couple weeks. So if anybody has any other suggestions or has any clarifying language that they want to see, please send us an email and we'll get that in there. And I believe, oh, Yvonne, that first ordinance we passed tonight, that's a TIF ordinance. So can you add that to our TIF finance stuff? That's all I have this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to department heads, Chief Hotwagner.
I have nothing, thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, your department for putting out the smokers pit out there.
Big part for today.
Brought the whole truck on and everything. Deputy Chief Taverina.
Just a quick message, sir. Just want to encourage residents, please drive safely. Please be good neighbors, and thank you for your continued support and assistance to the police department. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, sir. Superintendent Kanaka.
Nothing tonight.
Thank you, sir. Superintendent Sperry.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Deputy Clerk Harris.
Nothing, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Director Redmond.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Attorney Valdez.
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. And then I'll keep it going. I have nothing tonight as well. Clerk Mosco.
I do have three requests that the clerk's office received. The first two are for block parties. One is on Saturday, July 27th from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. on the 400 block of Trip. The second block request is for Saturday, August 17th. It's the 149th block of Kilpatrick from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. And lastly, we have a request for a permit application to use the village green in gazebo on July 13th from 10 a.m. to 7. This is for the Cub Scout picnic. They're expecting 15 to 30 people. And all have submitted their deposits and have signatures. Does any board member have any concerns with any of these? Okay. If not, Deputy Clerk Harris will notify the residents. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. See, there's no further business coming before the board. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.